Imagine walking into your own bathroom, only to find a stranger standing there. But what if that stranger wasn't just anyone? What if he was the one person you had tried to forget, and the father your child never knew? This is the story of Emily, a single mother who thought she had left her past behind. She worked hard every day to raise her daughter alone, never expecting the past to knock on her door again. But sometimes, the truth doesn't ask for permission. It simply returns when you least expect it. She thought it was just another quiet morning. The sun slipped through the blinds, her daughter still asleep in the other room, and Emily finally had a few minutes of peace before another long day began. But that peace shattered in an instant when she heard the sound of running water coming from the bathroom. Her heart skipped. She lived alone with her child. No one else should have been there. For a moment she froze, unsure if she was imagining it, until the creak of the faucet confirmed her worst fear. Grabbing the first thing she could find, a broom leaning against the wall, Emily inched toward the bathroom. Every step echoed louder in her chest. She pushed the door open slowly, her breath caught in her throat. Standing at the sink was a tall man, his back turned, calmly washing his hands as though he belonged there. Emily's voice cracked with fear and anger. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" The man turned, and for a second, the world stopped. His deep brown eyes, his familiar face, his voice that spoke her name softly, it was him, Marcus. The man who had disappeared from her life 7 years ago, the man she once trusted with her heart, the man who had never even known about the daughter sleeping just a few feet away. Emily's hands shook. Memories she had locked away came flooding back. Nights of crying alone, the endless struggle of raising a child by herself, the bitterness of betrayal. And now here he was, standing in her bathroom like nothing had happened. "You don't get to be here," she snapped, tears filling her eyes. "You don't get to just walk back into our lives." Marcus lowered his gaze, his voice heavy with regret. "I know I don't deserve to be here, Emily, but I had to see you, and I had to see her." Before Emily could respond, a small voice broke the silence. "Mommy?" Little Grace, still in her pajamas, rubbed her sleepy eyes and stared at the stranger in their home. Marcus turned slowly, his face trembling as he took her in. He staggered back as though hit by a wave. She's mine, isn't she?" His voice cracked, tears already streaming down his face. Emily's chest tightened. She wanted to deny it, to protect her daughter from the man who had abandoned them. But the truth was staring her in the face. She whispered, almost choking on the words, "Yes, she's your daughter." Grace tilted her head, confused but curious. "Mommy, who is he?" The air grew thick, every second stretching longer. Emily knelt down, holding her daughter close. "Grace, this is your father." Marcus dropped to his knees, his whole body shaking. "I'm so sorry," he whispered, reaching out but afraid to touch her. "I should have been here from the very beginning. I should never have left you." The little girl studied him for a moment, then with innocent simplicity she smiled. "Hi, Daddy." Those 2 words shattered Marcus completely. He pulled her into his arms, sobbing uncontrollably as though years of regret were spilling out all at once. Emily stood there, torn between rage and compassion. How dare he vanish when she needed him most? How dare he return now expecting forgiveness? And yet, watching Grace in his arms, something inside her softened. Marcus explained the truth. Back then, he wasn't just a young man in love. He was the heir to a powerful family. His parents had threatened to cut him off if he chose Emily, warning him that love with her meant losing everything. Out of fear, he had walked away. But now, years later, he wasn't just wealthy, he was a billionaire, a man who had everything except the family he abandoned. He had spent years searching for them, desperate for a second chance. Emily's eyes burned with tears. Money couldn't erase the pain, and wealth couldn't buy back the years he had stolen. But maybe, just maybe, it could give Grace the father she had never known. She didn't know if she could forgive him yet, but one thing was certain: their lives would never be the same again. And in that quiet morning, inside a small bathroom that suddenly became the place of revelation, Emily realized some stories don't end where you expect. Sometimes they begin again, with a truth you can't ignore. So, I'll ask you this. If you were in Emily's place, would you forgive him and let him be part of your child's life? Or would you close the door forever? Emily's life changed in one shocking moment, when the man she thought was gone forever returned as her daughter's father. But forgiveness doesn't come easy. If you were in Emily's place, would you let him back into your life or close the door forever? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget, sometimes the most unbelievable stories are the ones that truly happen.